Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, bonjour, bon après-midi, bonsoir. Well, today's video is going to be about the symptoms of love spells, and the motivation of this video comes from the episode of the Twilight Zone called The Chaser. The Chaser, this episode is deeply entrenched with the reality of love work. Now, many people say, why are you using this? Well, because this video is tainted with the basis of hoodoo, root working, but we have to take consideration the time period this episode came out. So how how it was in America with black people and white folks. White folks got all the credit, whatsoever with whatever they were doing. So you couldn't really have a black face based upon what we were doing at the time. You can see that what you find in this is basically a root worker. You don't really have it in light of the person actually saying it's a root worker, but it's very subliminal. And I think this video is how most root workers should model themselves. They should be, let's just say, subliminal with the things they do. You don't have to be direct to get your point across sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Everything in this is a reality. Today it's like when you talk about root work or spiritual workings, even the pricing is just about that, of how serious this stuff was taken back in the day. Where today, you talk about oils and potions, you talk about $5, $3 and stuff like that. The value of what people did back in the day is seen in this video. But it's not to talk about the economics of the field of root working, but it's to talk about what the video is conveying. The video is conveying the power and the manifestation of root work or love work that you're doing. You find that the lady in the story is about a guy who's deeply in love with the lady, and you always hear me, it's funny when the rabbit got the gun. It's pretty much that scenario where the female wasn't really feeling this guy in the video, and in this episode. And what the dude did was he went to a root worker, and what happened was, well, he's not let's just say openly a root worker, but that's what the video is indirectly conveying. So he got some potion from this guy, and he basically pours into a drink of the female that he was after, and she becomes deeply entrenched in love with him to a point where it became very annoying and aggravating. See, anyone that has experience in root work, love work, whatever, you know that sometimes when you have a person who you're close with and you want to enhance the love, what happens is that person becomes very obsessive. They begin to, they want to talk to you every single minute. They want to be around you every single minute. It's like almost to the point where it just drives you nuts. And in some situations, you find that in situations like that, most people who got those work on their lover, they tend to, after some time period, want to end it. They want to end the situation. They want to stop the work because it's too much for them. So the thing is, what you find here is a video actually conveying this. It is showing what happens, what people go through. So when you watch this video, it definitely opens your eyes to a reality that was known to those of the time that were producing these videos. So this is what I say. It becomes something where you have to take a look at the episodes or things that you're watching, because it's deeply entrenched with realities that is basically that we take for granted. They're not telling you this is a reality, but they're subliminally telling you things that are right before your eyes. So now taking this from a black and white perspective. It can be black and white because the video is in black and white, or you can look at it from a social standpoint. Everything you see in that video, especially towards the end of that episode, it talks about, the different ingredients which many hoodoo workers were using at the time. But of course, You know, Hollywood at the time, in the racial situation that went on in America, they couldn't have a black face to present what was going on, so they used the white image itself, you know? So if you can look past all the white situation in the episode, I think it would give you a great understanding of what happens when you try to enhance a relationship. You know, so it becomes something where you have to use discretion. Is this something that you want? Do you want your lover constantly, you know, bickering and calling you every single minute? Do you want them chasing you around? You know, do you want that? You know, because many people want that in the beginning. And then, you know, afterwards, you know, they say, you know, I don't want this anymore. But yes, the Twilight Zone is more than, you know, that series of, you know, that series itself was not just something like we could say, you know, it was just a, you know, a video that is talking about misfortunate situations. This to put it into perspective, the Twilight Zone is basically it's almost like a reflection of the spirit realm. You know, basically when you talk about the Twilight Zone, they talk about the fifth dimension. They're talking about what some people could consider as the astral planes. All these events and series, they're throwing it at you as though it is something that is transpiring in the astral plane where all things are capable of happening. You know? See, if you don't have understanding, you'll just bypass this as just another TV show. But anyone that is experienced will watch a lot of the episodes of Twilight Zone and be like, man, these people were talking about things that were beyond their time. You know? It's 2017. And when you watch this shit, you be like, what the fuck? These people were talking about this shit even back in the day. Back in the 50s, you know? 60s. So with that said, I conclude this video. Hopefully this video is very informative, and I hope that you check out that episode, The Chaser of the Twilight Zone. With that said, I conclude this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching.